time's going down. We're going to go ahead and fall back. Take the speed buff from the enemy. Yanis is getting pressured. He's able to jump through the wall. We're going to jump in. Use R3. Get some good damage onto this Raijin. Get a basic. One more basic. We jump. We're able to get a pick onto the Osiris. We're going to use R2. We're going to blink in. We're going to use R3. And we're able to get the Raijin. What a do, Scooby Boo. It's your boy SeanyB Gaming, and today we're going to be playing Odin in jungle. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right, what went wrong, and hopefully there's something we can learn together. If there is something that we learn together, make sure you check out the channel and subscribe for more Smite content. If you are a returning viewer, this is a skin that we got from our Odyssey chest opening video, the Omni Tech Odin. Odin works pretty well in solo, jungle, and I think he can also work as support. So let's go ahead and jump into Odin's kit. Starting with Odin's 1, Lunge. Odin's going to jump and deal damage wherever he lands. Odin's 2, Raven Shout. Odin is going to summon a shield of ravens around him. When the shield expires, it's going to explode, dealing damage to nearby enemies based on how much health it had remaining. If the shield is at full health, it deals additional bonus damage. The shield will not expire while Odin is using Lunge. It will always detonate upon landing. It's going to last for 4 seconds, and whenever it detonates with full health, it's going to deal 15% bonus damage. Odin's 3, Gungir's Smite. Odin is going to become immune to knockbacks. He's going to begin empowering his Gungir with runic magic. Every 0.7 seconds, Gungir changes runes and Odin pulses out damage around him, slowing enemies by 20% for 2 seconds. When Odin releases Gungir, it travels forward, damaging enemies and stopping at the first god hit. The first rune causes allies around Odin to gain 30% increased attack speed for 3 seconds. The second allows Gungir to home onto an enemy god, meaning that it's going to follow them and not necessarily be a straight line. It's going to kind of track them down. The last rune is going to allow Gungir to stun for 1.2 seconds. Odin's ultimate, Ring of Spears. Odin is going to summon a ring of spears that block enemy movements. Enemies inside the ring are going to have 100% anti-heal applied. Odin is immune to slow and root effects while inside of this ring. A portion of the wall can be destroyed when hit with 5 basic attacks. Enemies that leave the ring through or over the wall are chased by Gungir, taking damage and becoming slowed by 25% for 2.5 seconds. Enemies that die inside the Ring of Spear are going to grant Odin a permanent bonus to physical power. It's going to be 5 power per stack and a total of 10 maximum stacks. As you level up this ability, the duration is going to increase from 4 seconds at level 1 to 6 seconds at level 5. We are able to rotate right and get the first blood on Xbalanque. It's going to be an additional 500 gold in our pocket. Unfortunately, this Osiris is able to wiggle away. And finally, Odin's passive. Odin is going to become empowered as he escorts fallen warriors to Valhalla. Whenever any god, enemy, or ally dies on the battleground, Odin is going to gain bonus movement speed and bonus power. This effect can stack up to 5 times. It's going to be 4% movement speed per stack and 8% power per stack. The duration is going to last for 8 seconds. In terms of the leveling order, at level 1, we want to put a point into our jump. That's going to allow us to do 120 damage pretty quickly. The 3, Gungir's Smite, also does 120 damage at level 1, but it takes a little bit longer to get that damage off. Level 2, we're going to put a point into our 3. Level 3, we're going to put a point into our 2. And then at level 4, we're going to put a point into our 3. Level 5, point into our ult. We actually made a critical mistake this game. We maxed out our 1 instead of maxing out our 3. The 1 at level 5 is going to deal 300 damage, to whereas the 3 is going to deal up to 560 damage. So we max out our 1, but the correct level order would be max out your 3, max out your ultimate, max out your 1, max out your 2. So in terms of the build, we went with Jungler's Lesson, we went tier 1 of Mace, and then we got the tier 2 boots after our first back. That additional 500 gold from the first blood is very helpful. We're going to go ahead and jump. We're able to take one of the harpies. Our jungle shrine is full. We probably need to give a little love tap over there so we can keep getting that gold. Then you go ahead and drop a ward, start working on our red buff. So most of the time when clearing jungle camps, you're just going to let your 3 get all 3 ticks, so that way you're getting the 3 stacks of pulse damage and then throwing the gun gear. We're going to use our 2, get a little bit of basics off. We're going to try to jump in on this right. We're going to blink, we're going to ult him. We just know he used his dash. We're out of mana, which is super unfortunate, and Yanis was a little late in rotating over. The Yanis ability misses, we get some poke. He jumps in, and he's able to jump away. Unfortunate. That was some good pressure. This should allow Janice to kind of farm up this lane pretty easily. They're both level 5, but hopefully Janice is able to kind of get the lead based off that aggression right there. Since we're out of mana, we're going to go ahead and back, and we're also going to pick up our warrior Tabi. I don't think we want to be going attack speed Odin. I definitely think we want to go power Odin. Our speed is going to be up, so we're going to start a fresh rotation of going speed, harpies, blue, or speed, blue, harpies. The order isn't particularly important except for that first rotation. First rotation, you definitely want to go speed, blue, hand of the god on the harpies, and then rotate mid. We have a big brain player doing some Ares solo. I definitely think that's kind of a hard thing to do. So right there, our 2 did not get any damage on the harpies because the 2 ate all the damage and then expired. It needs to have some health remaining in order to deal damage. Mulan's here. She's going to use her ultimate. We have our ultimate, but she's kind of out, so we're just going to disengage. So the 2 does damage based on how much health the shield has. At level 1, the shield is going to have 100 health, and then at level 5, it's going to have 400 health. You could potentially max this out over the 1, so you can max out the 3, max out the 2, then max out the 1. This would actually do a little bit more damage, and we can kind of just use our 1 as a getaway. So I think we leveled up Odin's worst ability first, but that's alright. We still managed to smack this game. We're going to keep working on this red buff. Drop it for Yanis. There's 2 people in mid. We can't really do anything other than drop our ultimate. Yanis is going to teleport through. We're going to rotate over to our harpies. Mulan's pretty weak, so I don't think we can really make it over there, and I don't think we have the mana to use our full kit onto her. So we're just going to go ahead and back. Our speed is going to be respawning soon. After going into Warrior Tabi, we're going to be going into Jotunn's Wrath. Jotunn's Wrath is going to provide us 40 physical power, 150 mana, 10 flat penetration, and 20% cooldown. Jotunn is one of the few tier 3 items that does not have a passive. We're really getting it for that 20% cooldown. We want to be able to jump, use our 3, and use our ultimate as often as possible this game. Ares uses his ultimate. That's able to get the Mulan ultimate. We're going to rotate over. We do have a blink, so we could just blink in and use our ultimate or our cage. But it looks like she's running under tower. I can't tell if she has a ward or if she just was like, Ares is being too aggressive. Odin must be on his way over. We're going to go ahead and start working on the blue buff. Osiris is also rotating over. We're going to use our shield, jump in, and we're able to steal away the blue buff. Hopefully that'll help Ares out a little bit. Raijin's here. We use our ultimate just to kind of get the Osiris off of us. We use our gun gear, and unfortunately it's not enough damage. If we were maxing it out, it would have been enough damage. Svanus is here. We're going to start pulling back. We're not really interested in fighting with Osiris. Looks like there's a team fight happening, whether we want it to happen or not, so we're going to kind of hang out. Get a few basics onto this Osiris, use our gun gear to get the pulse damage and to stun him. We're going to jump on him, we're able to get the pick onto the Osiris. Tsukiyomi is still here. We're going to use our 2, see if we can get it to just explode on him. We got to keep him within range, and we're able to get a double kill. So we were able to get a double kill on a fight that we did not want to take. We get the stun, and now we're going to pull back. We're going to go for our blue buff, allow Ares to pick that up.
An enemy has been slain.
Now we're going to start looking at mid. Our speed is about to respawn. Since we're low on mana, we're going to go ahead and back. We also have enough money for Jotunn's Wrath. Getting this tier 3 item is going to give us a bit of a power spike, and it's also going to allow us to use our abilities a little bit more often. The way I see it is most junglers are going to be starting with some form of mace, whether it be Jotunn's, Brawlers, or the Crusher. Jotunn is going to give you cooldown. Brawlers is kind of a utility anti-heal item, and then the Crusher is the most damage for the buck in the early game. If you're going against a healer, I'd go into Brawlers. We're going to be going into Jotunn's because we want to ult as much as possible. We're going to turn our attention to the SeanyB, get a little bit of damage. We don't want to jump on him, which is kind of another issue with leveling up the 1. We didn't want to fight that. We kind of have to get all of our damage off, we have to jump in. We get some good damage onto this Raijin. We're going to jump. Good shell by the Osiris. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think we should level our jump last. So, bit of a misplay by us. At level 1, you definitely want to put a point into your jump over your 3, but you want to max out your 3, 2, then 1. We should be able to get some good damage onto the Xbalanque. We do not have our ultimate. We're just going to kind of walk in there, get some basic attacks, wait for his dash, and then try to jump on him. We get the stun, use our shield. Nope, we don't use our shield, we just jump up and down, and unfortunately miss. We're going to use our shield, try to do a little bit of tanking. Unfortunately, that just means we eat his ultimate. We get stunned out, Raijin's here, and unfortunately, we go down.
You have been slain.
I don't think our mid called it out, and we definitely weren't expecting that Raijin to come through jungle. Yanis uses his ultimate. Let's see if you can get anything right here. Get some good poke. He's able to dash away. Now it's kind of a bad fight. Swanus needs to pull back right here.
Now is the time to take action.
Our speed's up, so we're going to head to speed. After going into Jotunn's, we're going to be going into Trancendence. Transcendence is going to provide us 35 physical power, 300 mana, and 10 MP5. It has a passive that's going to allow you to stack. Each stack is going to provide you 15 mana per stack, and then 3% of your total mana is going to be converted to physical power. Once this item evolves, it's going to gain an additional 10% cooldown, and just based off the mana you gain from this item, the 35 power is going to increase to about 75 power. And then that's without including your base mana or your mana as you level up or from other items. We're going to rotate right. 3 people over here. We're just trying to get Heimdall out. If we could get a pick, that would be awesome. We used our 2, probably a little bit too early right there. Definitely a little too early right there. We're going to jump in on the Raijin. We're able to get him with the basic attack. We're going to use our ultimate to trap in the Xbalanque. We're able to get some basics on him, and we're able to get a double kill.
Your friends are in need of assistance.
We're going to start using our Gungir's Smite on the purple camp. Go ahead and drop that, and then rotate to our red camp. We do have enough money for the tier 3 of Transcendence, so we are going to want to back pretty soon so we can start stacking it. We have about 25 seconds to kill before we need to back, so we're just looking for camps to go for. Yanis is in left, so we're going to go ahead and clean up his mid lane. As a jungler, so like right now, we're not offsetting Janus's XP because he's over in left. But if Janus was marching up lane and we were to do that, we would offset his XP. Hitting a full wave is worth more gold and XP than almost any jungle camp. So whenever we can clean up somebody's lane like that and not affect their farm, we definitely want to do that. Good ult by Sylvanas, he buys us a little bit of time. Raijin looks like he really wants this fight. We're going to use our 2. We're going to jump. We get some damage onto the Raijin. We're going to use our ultimate. He just used his jump, so he shouldn't be able to jump out of here. We get the Gungear on him. That's a shell from the Osiris. We're in a bit of trouble. We're going to pop our... Nope. We're going to go down. We got CC'd before we could use our shield or our jump. So we're going to pick up Trancendence. Then we're going to be going into Aegis as our second relic. This is mainly to deal with the Tsukiyomi ultimate and the Raijin ultimate. They don't have any crazy CC like an Ares ultimate, so I think Aegis is the correct buy right here.
I wonder who put that piece of slippery moss there.
Okay.
Yanis tries to snipe the Tsukiyomi, but Tsukiyomi goes down to the Phoenix.
Okay.
We're going to make our way to the speed buff. So just taking a look at the levels, dual lane is pretty even between the Heim and Xbalanque. They're both level 13. Our mid lane actually has a level on the Raijin, and then our Ares is kind of tied with the Mulan. We're going to rotate left, see if there's anything we can do to help. 3 people over here, we're going to blink in, we jump in, we get some damage off, we're going to use our ultimate. That is a lot of bad. We're going to just use our 2 and start wiggling out of here. Cyrus is still on us. We get stunned. We're going to jump over the wall, and we should be able to avoid. Nope. Raijin's going to follow us over the wall. We're going to use our 2. We are going to go down. Unfortunate. I feel like this Raijin's jump is on like mega cooldown. He's getting it very quickly. And that has to do with his passive as he's casting abilities. Every 5th ability he casts is going to reduce the cooldown of his other abilities. So we only have 5 stacks on our Trancendence before we go down, but we are going to kind of keep working on that as we keep farming up the jungle. Shouldn't be that much of a conscious decision. We're going to be clearing camps anyway, but the earlier we can get this stacked, the larger the power spike we're going to get in the early game.
Okay.
We're spamming Yanis. He's not calling. Missing middle.
An enemy has been slain.
I think this game was after a couple of stressful games. So my tolerance is kind of low in this game, and that's why I'm a little spammy. Ares says missing left once, and I just say thanks right away. We're going to jump on Xbalanque, get some good damage. We trap him in our cage. We're going to use our Gungear. We're able to get the stun onto him. We get a basic, and we're able to clean up the Xbalanque. Osiris uses his ultimate. He's going to gain some damage mitigation. He uses a sprint. Yanis gives us a movement speed increase with his ability. We're going to try to get some damage onto this Osiris. We're able to lock him down. Yanis' ability goes right around him. We jump. Unfortunately, Sylvanas pulls him in. We have 4 people chasing him down. He should not be able to get out right here. We miss our Gungear, and Heim is able to clean up the Osiris. So we just cleaned up in dual lane and mid lane. We don't know where Raijin is exactly, but we should have enough space to get this Gold Fury. We're going to back up, let somebody else tank it. Keep getting some damage on it, and we're able to drop the Gold Fury. That's going to be 258 gold for each member of our team. We're going to start working on our red buff before we back. Yanis is able to snipe the Mulan from mid. Gotta love seeing those snipes.
On my way. Nice job.
Let the flame purify. On my way. Ultimate is ready.
We're going to start trying to help this Ares out. There's a lot of people over here. We're going to go for the Xbalanque again. We're able to get the pick onto Xbalanque. We're on cooldown, so we're kind of routing away from the fight.
Right back.
Once we have our abilities, we're going to hop back in there. We jump in. Unfortunately, we miss on the Raijin. We're going to use our Gungrier's Smite or a 3. We use our 2 to kind of absorb some damage. We use an Aegis. We're going to jump. We might be out. Yep, we blink and we are out.
Nice job.
So in that second part of the fight, we used all of our abilities to get the Xbalanque. We were waiting for cooldown, and then we saved our shield to help us get out. We used our jump aggressively, so we wanted to save our shield to get out for defense. If we were to go in there and use our shield to try to mitigate some of that damage, we would want to save our jump to get out.
On my way. Ultimate is ready.
From the 1 and 2, Odin actually has a lot of wiggle room. He can use these 2 abilities interchangeably to kind of survive a little bit longer. You definitely don't want to shield and then jump when trying to run away. You want to jump and then shield, and then by the time your shield goes away, hopefully you have your jump up again.
You are right to be scared. Retreat right lane. Enemy missing middle.
Red buff is being attacked. We're going to jump in. We're going to use our 2 to avoid some of this damage. Osiris is here. We're going to use our ultimate just so we can peel out. Osiris, while he is in his passive, he can just walk through our cage. He can walk through all player made structures.
Your fight isn't over.
So our ultimate did not do a whole lot right there because Raijin was able to jump out and Osiris was able to just walk right through it. So far, we have 2 stacks on our ultimate. If you look above our health bar, we have the 38 on Trancendence, and then we have 2 on the ultimate icon. This means we are gaining 10 additional physical power. And in order to get these stacks, we need to get picks on enemies while they're inside our cage. Thank you, Xbalanque, for the 2 stacks.
Now is the time to take action.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Do not falter. There is trouble in
There was
the
no way Ares was getting out of that. Yanis did try to throw him a portal. So after going into Trancendence, we're going to be going into Heartseeker. Heartseeker is going to provide us 60 physical power, 200 mana, 20% MP5, and 10% penetration. It has a passive that whenever we deal damage to an enemy with an ability, it's going to remove 2% of the target's maximum health. This can scale up. It's going to be 2% up to 200 power, and then it caps out at 400 power and can scale up to 5% per ability. Subsequent hits deal 75% of the bonus damage for the next 3 seconds. We're going to jump, get some good damage onto this Raijin. He's able to jump out, and we're able to get the pick on him because he jumped out. We got follow-up damage, and Heim was also able to apply a poke. Heim got the poke, got him very weak, and then our Gungear's Might, or our ultimate, not our Gungear's Might, was able to get the final pick. We're pretty weak, so we're going to go ahead and back. I don't think that's a good fight for us.
Retreat. They will never.
So they did just recently nerf Heartseeker, but I still think Heartseeker is a very good item. They just changed it from 3% to 6%, now it's 2% to 5%. I think that is a pretty appropriate nerf for one of the best items in the game. After going into Heartseeker, we're going to be going into Mantle of Discord. Mantle of Discord is going to provide us 60 magical protections, 60 physical protections, and 10% cooldown. If you take damage or fall below 30% health, you're going to unleash a shockwave that stuns all enemies within a range of 20 units for 1 second, and you're going to gain CC immunity for 1 second. This can only occur once every 90 seconds. Enemy is able to get the Primal Fury. That means that they're gonna, oh, we need to run out of here. We're able to break the tether from the Osiris. Osiris jumps in on us. Raijin uses his ultimate. We're going to use our ultimate, kind of trap them in there. Raijin jumps away. We're running towards our team. We're using our shield to absorb some damage. We're going to jump. Our team kind of turns around, or their team turns around and goes for the Heimdall. We get a heal from Sylvanas. We're going to activate our 2, use our gun gear. We're able to get the stun onto the Xbalanque. We jump. Heim's able to get the pick onto Raijin. We're going to use our 3. And we're able to get the pick onto the Xbalanque. We miss our jump onto the Osiris. He is a very wiggly boy. We're trying to blink over the wall. It's not working, so we're just going to turn around and start trying to apply some pressure to the Osiris. We're going to use our 3, but Heim is able to clean up the Osiris. We're going to go ahead and back because our speed is up, and we're also going to be able to get Mantle of Discord online.
Attack Fire Giant.
This was a very scrappy game. I feel like everyone's kind of fighting all over the place.
Attack Fire Giant. On my way. We need more. On my way.
The team makes the call to go for Fire Giant. We might be able to get it. Feel like that's a possibility. Looks like Raijin's rotating right towards his damage buff. I think Raijin has the best steal potential, so while he is in right jungle, I think we should be able to get this. We're just tanking it for our team, and we're able to get the Fire Giant. We're going to start rotating towards mid. Raijin just used his ultimate. He just used his dash. We're going to jump in, use our ultimate, and Yanis is able to get a pick onto the Raijin. That is going to provide us with another stack of 5% physical power. Or 5 physical power, not percent physical power. We're waiting for somebody to step up right here. I don't think anyone's really going to leave the tower line though. Waiting for a squishy. Probably waited too long. We're going to jump in, get some damage. Activate our 2 to absorb the tower shot. We have our ultimate in about 15 seconds. I don't know if the fight's going to last that long. Sylvanas goes for a pull. We're going to jump in, get some damage onto 2 of their squishies. We're going to activate our 2, activate our 3. Our team is able to get the tower. Mulan uses her ultimate. Now she's standing still, so we're going to go ahead and trap her in our ring. Get some good damage off. And we're able to get the pick on her. That's going to be our 5th stack on our ultimate. We're calling for the retreat. We're pretty weak. Ares kind of just runs in there. Heim's in a bad spot. Yeah, Heim's going down. We're going to go ahead and fall back. Take the speed buff from the enemy. Yanis is getting pressured. He's able to jump through the wall. We're going to jump in. Use our 3. Get some good damage onto this Raijin. Get a basic, one more basic. We jump, we're able to get a pick onto the Osiris. We're going to use our 2. We're going to blink in, we're going to use our 3, and we're able to get the Raijin. So that is a deicide. We're going to go ahead and start attacking the Phoenix. We should be able to get this Phoenix right here. I make the call that we should attack right lane. Everyone's kind of falling back, so we're just going to retreat as well. Use our 2 to absorb the tower shots. We didn't know if Sylvanas was rotating with us. We're going to go ahead and take the enemy red buff. We have a pretty penny in the pocket, so we do need it back here pretty soon. We're going to go ahead and drop the Oracle so we can get a free ward. Even if the Gold Fury is not there, it's kind of nice to just have some vision. Go ahead and drop the red buff, and then we're going to go ahead and back.
This will keep me in the fight.
We are going to sell our Jungler's Blessing and pick up Titan's Bane. Titan's Bane is going to provide us 40 physical power and 20% physical penetration. We also are getting 10% from Heartseeker, so that's going to put us at 30% physical penetration. The cap is 40% physical penetration. Titan's Bane's passive, your first ability cast gains an additional 20% penetration. This can only occur once every 10 seconds. So, the passive from Titan's Bane can allow you to go over the cap. So our first ability cast is going to deal damage as if we had 50 physical penetration, 50% physical penetration, so we're going to be ignoring half their armor on our first ability cast. We're able to drop the Primal Fury. That is going to be a buff that is going to provide 5% more damage to all camps. Colored camps, Harpies, Fire Giant, Pyromancer, and future Gold Furies. It's also going to spawn a enhanced minion wave. This minion wave glows red and then has extra protections and deals bonus damage. It's going to beat up a normal minion wave, no problem. We're going to jump out of that. We took way too much damage. We're going to use our Aegis to avoid the Phoenix shots. Mulan's here. We're going to use our 2 to avoid some of that damage right there. We're going to use our... Oh, we're able to get the pick onto her. We're going to jump in, try to get some damage on the Shablanca. If we go down, it's not a big deal, but we definitely want to try to survive. We're keeping their damage off of the Phoenix, so our characters can come in and get the Phoenix. Sylvanas is able to throw us a fat heal, and the enemy team surrenders. Well, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really helps the videos out. If you feel like you learned anything at all, check out the channel and subscribe for more content. These stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.